peak performance aging in a single sentence. If you want to rock till you drop, right? You want to kick ass till we kick the bucket. You want to regularly engage in challenging, creative, and social activities that demand dynamic, deliberate play and take place in novel outdoor environments. But before I unpack that, let me point one thing out. If you are paying attention to the peak performance aging space or the longevity space or the anti-aging space or any of these things, you'll hear a lot about biohacking technologies for peak performance aging, this kind of substance, this kind of medicine, this kind of diet, this kind of cold plunge, hot treatment, blah, 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 inject peptides, do all. And I'm not saying those things are bad, but I want you to notice that everything that was in my sentence, none of those things are a pharmacological intervention. None of those things have a price tag on them. They're not sponsored by anybody. They're available to all of us. They're actually psychological triggers that produce neurobiological reactions. And we have literally 60 years of incredibly good science that says you want to live a longer, healthier, happier life. These are the things to pay the most attention to. This is what we know. Everything else, all the sexy things we're hearing about, these are cutting edge medicines that 20 years from now, they may work or they won't work. But historically, if you look at the batting average of longevity technology and anti-aging medicine, it's 10 to 15% accurate and the rest is wrong. So flow states have triggers. The most common one is known as the challenge skills balance. Flow follows focus. We get the most flow when the challenge of the task at hand slightly exceeds our skill set, because that's what maximizes attention. When the challenge is slightly outside of our skill set, we're stretching but not snapping. We're curious, we're interested, we're into it. That maximizes focus. If you speak physiology, this is the Yerkes-Dodson curve. If you speak psychology, it's the flow channel, but it's the same thing. And so challenging activities in this sentence, right outside that challenge skills sweet spot, are meant to generate flow, A, and B, we know from study after study after study, and Gene Cohn, the founder of the National Institute of Aging, did some of the early work on this, but it's been redone and redone. Adults who regularly engage in challenging activities do far better than those that don't. It's why, if you want to peak performance aging in a single sentence, don't retire, right? Flat out, most experts will tell you don't retire, and it's because of the challenge of work, right? So creative activities, this is the second thing. Why would you need creative activities? So Gene Cohn, same guy we just talked about, made a wild discovery. So he discovered that as we enter our 50s, there are profound and positive changes in how the brain processes information. If we get it right, we get access to whole new levels of intelligence, creativity, empathy, and wisdom. This is literally neurobiological. It's because it changes in the brain, but it's not automatic. We need to learn how to think creatively. The act of learning how to think creatively, engaging in any kind of creative activity. This could be learning how to draw, play music, dance, write, doesn't matter, take your pick. Engaging these kinds of creative activities unlock these sort of cognitive superpowers of aging. When I said earlier an old dog is better at learning new tricks than younger dogs, it's because of this. You're literally gaining access to whole new levels of intelligence and creativity and wisdom over 50 if you engage in creative activities. That's what unlocks it. And to bonus, creativity. When we link ideas together, that's pattern recognition, that's a flow trigger. It does double duty. So when ideas get linked together, automatically causes the brain to release a neurochemical called dopamine. One of the things it does is it drives focus. I said flow follows focus. Think about when you're excited and you're happy, you're just paying attention to whatever's in front of you and you're not working hard to do it, right? You get focused for free. That's sort of what we're talking about. We know from 60 years of studies on the elderly that one of the single most important things you can do to preserve cognitive function and physical health is maintain a robust social life. It really, really matters, and it matters on a lot of levels. But the average research says that those of us with good, tight, close relationships, people around us who love us, and most importantly, cross-generational friendships, right? Not just, I know people my own age, but I know people all ages. If you can maintain that kind of social life, you can get about an extra 7 to 10 years of healthy longevity.